Hello everyone and welcome back to the Edain mod where we continue on with our guides for every faction. Now to Rohan. Compared to Gondor, Rohan is incredibly difficult to learn. But I believe I have thought of a good strategy on how to beat a brutal Mordor. It's not easy. Rohan is difficult because they don't have any strong frontline units. They get peasants. And peasants are garbage in every single aspect. If possible, I would rather never make peasants. But if you don't make peasants, then you have nothing. So I'm going to start with attack command. And we're going to go from there. So what's new about Rohan in particular? Well, for starters, their Horn of Rohan is now called attack command, which gives attack, but also gives peasants emergency arms, which is their draft. And draft doesn't make all peasants gain extra damage and armor. It makes a farm permanently get more powerful fighters to protect it. And also reduces the cost of banner carriers. But then you've got Aid of the Wazzers, which used to be a summon for units. Now instead summons a statue, which then can summon units. Or you can get a... some unit, or you can actually get a proper summon, which trample units and make them do less damage and armor, which then can lead into another summon, which is really powerful, and then another summon with the Ents. So I would recommend coming down this line almost every time. Free Hunters used to be a powerful summon. Now you get Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli as single entity, as a not as single entities, but as a single unit. That costs 2,000 and honestly feels really weak. And the military camp, it is good. Don't get me wrong, it is good. But you should get it in the late game, not the early game. So yeah, with Rohan, you should go down the right side of the tree. Now, we should go stud farms because we want to be having cavalry in the late game. Who was that? Anyway, Theoden, don't bother getting him early on. He does not do as good as he used to do in the early game. We'll build two basic farms, but then we want to build no more farms. Peasants really just do not have that same wow factor they used to have. They really feel like they've just been crushed down into the gutter. And the main reason is their recruit speed is the slowest of any unit in the game. I don't even want to joke about that. Look at this. Look how slow that recruitment is, and if you upgrade the farm or so forth, that still doesn't actually help you. It doesn't actually increase the recruitment speed of those peasants. So unless you build flour mills in the start, which then gives you no decrease in cost of your cavalry, your best units, you really do start to fall behind. Yeah, I don't recommend going peasant spam as Rohan anymore. Rohan is a very difficult faction to learn. But I'm going to do my best, because Rohan is still a fun faction, but you definitely need to go full-on workers' tools, focus on your fortress resources, not your settlement resources. Because look at this, a unit of peasants can't even destroy a Wildman hut. I probably shouldn't have sent them out now, thinking about this. It's fine, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We will be fine. Get yeoman archers. We don't ever really want too many resource buildings as Rohan because of Eomer's pillager. Gaining resources is not that difficult, but getting good units is what you need. And oh, these peasants are not good units. But this unit is level 2, so I'll keep it alive. But yeah, as you can see, peasants probably are the weakest infantry unit in the game that a faction starts with, bar one. The Mordor orcs, obviously. But peasants, if you invest enough time into them, which I think is too much time, you then can get a very decent unit. But again, it's too much investment for them. You have to put in so much investment to make them good, and it's not worth it. Also, from the archery range, I did build some yeomen to start with, but I would recommend building pitch throwers if you want a slightly stronger ranged attack in the early game, which you do need. Because peasants, even though they don't do too much damage, they are quite reliable meat for throwing into a front line. They definitely serve that purpose quite well. And building the farmhands, yeah, it's an extra 100 resources more, but having that extra reliance against cavalry is really good. Especially against factions that are known for having strong single entity cavalry. Nazgul, Warg Riders, other Rohan. Also, protecting your archers is the best thing. Because trying to go early cavalry doesn't work anymore. It doesn't serve a purpose. Trying to go full into cavalry in the very beginning. Once you go for that very beginning stage, which I'm now just passing by getting the exile camp, but we need to destroy this cage fast. This lair, destroy the lair, and then build the stables as soon as possible. But we also want to lure our enemy into the base, so that they can just focus on a building that will eventually just self-heal, so our units can remain alive a little longer. And get the money from this so we can get Eomer. Yep. Use this again. Everyone gets more things. And when everyone is near this, they get more damage and movement speed. The exiles further. Oh, and another thing. When you're trying... I've noticed a lot more regularly. The harder I try to do well, the more you need to hit that pantry button. It really becomes a necessity to have enough command points. But yeah, Mordor is actually quite notorious for their random Nazgul, random trolls. So always have some pikemen at hand. Basic peasants are fine, but farmhands are just that much better. And then trust your archers to get the job done. And even though it looks like the normal fire bombs of the Corsairs, they don't actually do any direct damage to your units. And another reason why cavalry isn't a good option to go straight for and only go for is because of pikemen. Just because of pikemen. You need to really be on edge with cavalry. But it's good. It is a good idea to go for them from time to time. Just know that if you mess up, it is going to cost you dearly. Let's get the archer to protect here. Gamling, where are you? Summon some more peasants. We'll eventually get the exiles, but I want to first get Eomer, his horse, and the scavenger ability. Those two things are what's going to change this battle for us. I want to kill that troll too, but if I do, that means that the enemy won't have to kill it, and that will take a lot of our early game advantage away from us. Okay, we can close the gate now. We have a full army, pretty strong, pretty decent. So I haven't taken that settlement up there, I've just realised. So I should be doing that too. But yeah, having an outer well is really strong too. Having that does help us in the early game. Just having those small little things do make big differences. Yeah, these orcs here will not get past this tower. That one archer is really reliable. Draw that Warg lair. And you can build more Rohan farms to have a more... In fact, yeah. I would recommend building Rohan farms in your outer plots, your settlements. Don't build stud farms because they're not reliable enough to defend themselves, and you do need that extra. You do need something to defend your base. That is a mouth of sound attacking my base. I don't like that. But I'm out of command points. Can I get more? Yes, I can. Get 4 settlers tours, I guess. And build another farm. And then run back down, kill Sauron, please. Summon the scout, I guess. Scout out what the hell's going on everywhere. I believe you can actually use this scout to actually claim build plots too. So if you just want to rush out for things... Oh no, this is what I didn't want to see. Oh yeah, he can't attack things, but he can be attacked. Yep, that's the Black Riders. We need a full... we need a full something. Theoden, get Eomer, get off your horse for now. Theoden, we can now get Theoden. Because what I recommend doing with Theoden is only getting him when you have 4 power points available to give him this glorious king. But yeah, one thing you need to be wary of. So yep, spend 800, get Theoden. Then once you hear it's Worm Tongue, immediately get Glorious King, and you will never regret it. Get some exiles. I mean, I have Scavenger. Get more peasants for the front line. Yep, here we go. Glorious King. We now have OP Theoden for 800 resources. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Kill those Black Riders, please. Yep. Oh, they just use Black Breath because AI cheats. But, you know, I get resources from things, so I don't really care. I get resources from killing everyone, I don't really care. I'm happy. Now everyone return back to the assembly post. Now we want to be going for heavy armor to protect our exiles. Theoden's stuck in the base because I don't have a postern gate. Let me just build one quickly. We definitely want Theoden. Get that army into that base. And while they have no pikemen, just constantly run over all their units. Get resources per kill. Massive boost. Massive boost is having those resources. And from there, you just need to keep building more troops. Focus on getting farmhands and torchbearers, whatever they're called, pitch throwers in the early game. Keep coming back to your rally point to heal and refresh your units. And you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Keep your heroes safe by keeping them away from any pikemen. And heroes. Heroes are the bane of your heroes. They really are. Yeah, once you've got heavy armor on your exiles, maybe go for more pantry so you can get more troops. Yeah, like this here. They just throw a small retinue of units. Just make sure you keep your heroes alive. You can eventually then get Theodred, who I also recommend putting on a horse so you can level up. Gamling, you don't actually need to level up all the way to level 10. Once he gets level 5 with Gamling's Horn, he is pretty much set. He can hit level 7, and then you get a well effect on a cooldown, which is pretty good. Never underestimate those small little things. Okay, we've got power points. Let's summon some Vanguard of Rohan. Don't ever go 3 hunters, in my opinion, right now. Don't go for the Vanguard. We must rise up. Our people must survive. Oh, someone did something. Oh, that's the wrong command group, damn it. No, it doesn't, Emma. You're safe. You're fine with me. More peasants. Oh, Gamling. No. Oh, Gothmog almost got you. Gothmog almost got you. Oh, dear. Stop them from destroying that assembly point, I guess. Oh, it's a Sauron. Oh, it's the Sauron. I want a Castellan. That's fine. And I think a gold bag. Yeah. Yep. Just give everyone draft. Everyone gets a refresh. Oh, Eomer. Careful. That's another Nazgul. God damn it. Oh, they're starting to bring out pikes now. Let's keep running circles around them. Let's get Hummer. Hummer's another good hero to get. Get the last of my exiles. I see no pikemen in that army over there. That's now been feared. So trample all of that. Kill off Kamul. These things here can die to some peasants. Oh, yeah, there is one way to actually increase the speed of peasants. Rapid deployment order. That's the only way. That's why I say it's not worth getting, because it requires you to get a level 10 hero. That's the only way to get your worst units out quicker. So you can understand why I am a bit against wanting to go for peasants, because it requires you to get hero level 10. But you know, you might want to do that. I'm not going to tell you you can't do it. I'm just going to say I don't recommend it. Let's give our exiles some heavy armor so they're protected. They're about to destroy my base because I haven't been paying attention to the fact they have siege equipment. And we might be able to save it, but probably not. I'm going to destroy it before they can. Use Frederick to make a tower. Upgrade that tower. And destroy that catapult. Don't care what you do, just get rid of it. So I want to be able to rebuild the exile camp. And then rebuild the exile camp. Reinforcements, fall back. Oh, he died. What did he die to? A Nazgul. Okay, it was Kamul again. He just killed Kamul. I literally just killed Kamul. That's that. Okay, 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 okay. I have 10 power points. 11 even. Let's get Haldir. And just push back against these fools. With the dwarves since the dark days. Just to have Haldir there to slow him down for a bit while I build up. Build us into the king's camp. Re-get Gamling, because he's really good. Always want to have Gamling open. And look at these elves go. This is a 100% worth getting power. They take so... This is what the elves should be like. That Lothlorien gets. Super hardy, hard to kill, super strong, can't beat them, like that. But instead they're super weak and fragile. I mean, they are still kind of super weak and fragile, but at least they held up for themselves. They held up their own. They held their own. Get rid of that, don't care about those archers to stop the battering ram. Now kill the archers. And in fact, also get cloud breaks. I'm not liking that they're constantly doing stuff. Don't like it whatsoever. Let's stop them. Let's stop them from doing stuff. I don't like them when they do stuff. Upgrade that fully. Get some upgrades here so I can get more upgrades for the fortress. I see no pikemen. You're all gonna die. Look at all those levels. It's beautiful. There's some more farmhands everywhere. Gamling has returned. Point to command group 2. Oh, we have a whole army there. Where did that come from? That is a level, what, 5? 6 Castellan. How? Just how? But yeah, Rohan, unlike Gondor, you really need to push out with Rohan. You can't sit in your base and say, yeah, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. We have lots of build plots, we have all these upgrades. Because Rohan has to be constantly on the move. Constantly on the move, on the hunt. That is how they get that's how they do so well. And you don't actually have to build any cavalry from your base, because you can get all the exiles in the Royal Vanguard, and they're super strong. And then, yeah, you build the stables mainly just so your heroes can get the ability to ride their mounts. That's it. You should never actually have to make any of the Rohirrim from the base to start with. Later on, you might think, okay, it might be worth getting some elite things now, just so we can actually have some more diversity, or even our more elite units. But to be fair, the stables is really just there just to have those upgrades. It kind of feels pointless because the Royal Vanguard and the Exiles and then the Rohan Captains are 100 times better. They really are. The Exile Camp is such a beautifully well-made thing. And now we have Treebeard. So I'm going to knock down the enemy's base a few pegs, because I don't like how they've just been harassing us of late. Come on, Ents. Up you get. Do a glorious charge. All Ents. How many destroy that base? Also, was that just 2 battering rams I saw them make from that one siege works? Doesn't that feel a bit excessive? Okay, put all of these into one command group. And destroy that center. Without that, they lose all their ability to stop us. All exiles level 5, by the way. Oh, that's good. Come on, break everything. Make another tower. Upgrade that tower. Upgrade it again. And upgrade it again. Pitch throwers. Super good against buildings, by the way. So, if you ever just want to be able to destroy an enemy base, make sure you have Theoden. And Ents. Definitely Ents. So yeah, that is pretty much Rohan in a nutshell. You want to go for, if you're going to end up with a slightly later game, you'll want to push for, again, you want to go for these heroes here. Probably all cavalry based, all upgrades, forge blades, heavy armor, and then royal charge with, then glorious charge with Theoden, and that's just how you win. No joke. That is how you do it. Just try and get everyone out to a safe space. Peasants, definitely not as good as they not as effective as they used to be, in their duty of just being cheap fodder you can make whenever, super fast to make. But they are still good. Don't disrespect them. They still have their purposes. Who are you? Right, you're Erkenbrand. And then then you can have all these heroes that have even more upgrades. Oh my god. Yeah, this is why Rohan is a you need to play them right or you die faction. They really are a they really are just those 2 rules to Rohan. Fight well or die trying. Yeah, I just completely ignore this fortress here. And again, free hunters, I don't know what they can do to make them better. But highborn horses are also really good. All horse units that level 3 or over gain more health, less slowing, And Rohan Stables regenerate resources. Okay, yeah, that's really good. And cavalry discount also hits effective against heroic units. Yeah, this power, all of Rohan's tree, except for the 300s, I think is super powerful. They've done them perfectly, honestly. Rohan has been done perfectly by the Edain team. There's very little I can say they haven't done well. Oh, but this. I still don't understand it. I still don't fully understand it. That might just be me. But yeah. Almost everything about Rohan is perfect. It's so hard to give any real bad criticism to them. Because they are the cavalry nation. They are a super powerful cavalry nation. You just can't say anything really bad about them without being wrong, to a degree. Because they do really well. Granted, brutal AIs as Rohan are perhaps one of the most notoriously evil because they just build flour mills instead of my things, because they don't have to worry about economy as much. But you know, that's brutal AI. You want a real challenge? Go for that. I find Mordor to be the easiest brutal AI for me, just because I know the way they play the most. Some people might find Mordor to be the most difficult AI to fight against. For me, it's Isengard, and it's always will be Isengard. These peasant archers have been sitting here for so long just killing, and it's so funny to me that they've lived that long. Yep, join up with us, Grimbold. And now all we're missing is Eowyn and some other stuff. Nope, that was a very far-travelling spear. And yeah, as for the basic outpost of Rohan, you can go for it if you want. If you've already got your exile camp, you can go for it. But again, always go for the exile camp. It is such a must. And honestly, siege equipment, Rohan can abuse siege equipment really badly. Like every faction can currently. But I've never felt any real pain from it. It just seems that Rohan doesn't need to use siege equipment or even infantry in the late game. They use it in the early game just so they have something to get to the late game. It's kind of how they played back in BFME 1. It is kind of back to how they used to play in BFME 1. But their late game is so much stronger than they're stronger than you'd think they would be. Their late game really is stronger than what you think it would be. Some factions, obviously, can just completely ruin this with going full pike build. In which case, you can go for a completely different thing. You're never limited to just going cavalry. But you can. You can just go full cavalry and you have very little repercussion for it. Which is what I like. I think I'm just kind of going over the same point over and over again. Just go for cavalry. And yeah, I didn't upgrade the archery range once. I haven't upgraded... I haven't managed to get these upgrades. Because Rohan's economy is stabilized so well through Eomer. Eomer is a must with Rohan. Eomer is a must. What's his name? Gamling is a must. Theoden isn't a must, but he is fun. He's just another hero that does fun things. And having this ability can help you siege out an enemy base faster. Having those pitch throwers, having a ranged unit that is better against structures and monsters is good for Rohan, because those are their weaknesses. Monsters are their weakness. But yeah, I think I've demonstrated enough now that Rohan is definitely a very strong faction. Should not be underestimated by any means. And all that's left now to their name is a Kirifungal barracks. And a bunch of slave farms. Let's resummon Haldir. And know that the next faction I'm going to have to play is Lothlorien. Oh, Lothlorien. I do know of the way to play them now. I don't like it that that is the way to play with them, but I have accepted it because I know they really have nothing else right now. You have to actually break the not so much break the system, but actually break my old way of playing the game. And quick hint, it's by making buildings and eventually just getting rid of them because you don't have enough build plots. For me, I always prefer to build the buildings and then never have to change them. But yeah, that's Rohan all in a nutshell. I hope you've all enjoyed, and I hope this has been instructive in the ways of Rohan. And until next time of Lothlorien, my friends, ta-ta for now.